Hi there, Catherine Matthijs. I am the chair of this year's conference for the International Association on Workplace Bullying and Harassment. It'll be held here in San Diego, where I live, in September of this year, 2022. And I'm joined today by one of our speakers, Loïc Lerouge, which I'm sure I butchered because he has a beautiful French way of saying it. But go ahead and introduce yourself, Loïc.
Thank you very much, Catherine. First of all, congratulations for the organization of this wonderful international conference.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm Loïc Lerouge. I'm a researcher in occupational health law, and the aim of my research is to compare the national and domestic legal system in order to find how the different legal system tackles workplace bullying.
Okay. And what are the characters of bullying and sexual harassment in the French legal definitions? It's going to be different than the US, of course.
Yes, the French legal definition of workplace sexual harassment is very interesting because French law on sexual harassment in the workplace is not based on discrimination. It has its own legal regime on a very broad legal definition in the labor code and in the penal code. Thus, the perpetrator can be condemned by civil courts and criminal courts.
Oh.
In this way, sexual harassment is first characterized by the fact of imposing on a person in a repeated manner words or behavior with a sexual connotation, which undermine his or her dignity by reason of their degrading or humiliating nature, or create against him or her an intimidating, hostile, or offensive situation. And the legal definition of sexual harassment in the workplace also adds any acts of harassment by all persons with the goal of obtaining sexual favors for one's benefits or the benefits of a third party, and it's prohibited.
Okay, I'm curious, you said with a goal to do this, and intention is definitely a conversation we have a lot at our conferences for the International Association on Workplace Bullying and Harassment. Is that a piece of the definition then, intent?
Yes, the intention, one of the part of the definition. But okay, we also extend the definition to the comments or the behavior imposed on the same victim by a group of people through the extension of the notion of repetition spread over all the co-perpetrators, whether or not they consulted each other before. That is to say, the intention is to commit some, for instance, just insults. But if it's insults committed by many people at the same time, it is sexual harassment under the French legal approach.
Okay, got it.
And could be yes.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
And could be very useful, for instance, in order to tackle cyberbullying at work, or the case of a single woman who works in a more male environment.
Yeah. And now, is there some reform coming in August there in France?
Yes, it's what I said. It's last August. It's what I said about the intention on what we.
Okay.
Yes. So maybe when we are going to edit the video, we can speak about that. That is to say, there is an intention to commit sexual harassment. It's not the case about workplace bullying, but right, it's another thing. But what I would like to say, so now when somebody, many people at the same time committed comments or sexist remarks to one person, it is recognized as sexual harassment under the French legal approach.
Okay, That makes sense. And what can other countries learn from the way that the French approach this problem?
But in fact, I think that we can take into account that French labor code prohibits sexist behavior, as well as sexual and workplace bullying. On this recognizes that some of the harmful behavior which occurs in the workplace against women is in fact motivated by sexism and thus discrimination. Although the labor code has maintained the separation of harassment and discrimination. And in addition, sexual harassment is not only the repeated behavior of one person against another, but also the behavior of several people at the same time. And this must be taken into account legally, otherwise the whole area of sexual harassment in the workplace will be missed. So I think it's a sort of lesson from the French approach to take also into account facts or acts like sexist behavior recognized as sexual harassment.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that. Excuse me as I cough. And this is what's cool about the conference is we have people coming together from all around the world, comparing notes about what their countries are doing. It's a human problem across the globe. And of course, every country is addressing it differently, and the legal component is one of many topics that we cover. Thanks, Loïc. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to meeting you in person here in San Diego in September.
Sure, I will be there. Thank you very much, Catherine, and take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.